In this video, we are going to explore the different types of PLCs used in industrial automation, including compact PLCs and modular PLCs. We will also explore rack-mounted modular PLCs, and finally, the distributed or hybrid PLC control system. We will understand how each type is structured, where they are used, and how engineers choose the right PLC architecture for different industrial applications. In our previous tutorial, we explored the essential internal components that make up a programmable logic controller. To quickly recap, a standard PLC system relies on a central processing unit, a power supply, input and output modules, and dedicated communication modules. As we established, these inputs and outputs can process either digital or analog signals, and specialized modules, such as motion control or pulse generators, can be integrated depending on the complexity of your application. Now, let's dive into today's topic: the different types of PLCs. The first architecture we need to discuss is the compact PLC, which is frequently referred to in the industry as an all-in-one unit. With a compact PLC, every core function is engineered into a single, sealed enclosure. Inside this single body, you receive the CPU, the power supply, a fixed number of input and output terminals, and built-in communication ports, typically supporting protocols like Ethernet or Profinet. Because of this highly integrated design, compact PLCs offer three major benefits. They are small, incredibly easy to install, and highly cost-effective. They serve as the backbone for small, standalone machinery, packaging systems, localized conveyor belts, and educational training labs. If you work in the field, you will frequently encounter industry-standard examples like the Siemens S7-1200, the Allen Bradley Micrologics, or the Mitsubishi Melsec FX series. The ultimate advantage here is simplicity. You mount the unit, connect power, wire your physical I/O, plug in your laptop, and begin programming. However, this simplicity comes with a major trade-off: limited expansion capability. Once the built-in I/O terminals are fully occupied, expanding the system becomes highly restricted. For example, a Siemens S7-1200 PLC supports up to 8 signal modules and 3 communication modules. If the application requires more expansion than this, the compact PLC reaches its hardware limit, making it unsuitable for further system scaling. The second drawback is the limited repairability of compact PLCs. Because all the components are built into a single unit, if just one component fails, you may have to replace the entire PLC. In most cases, repairing a compact PLC is either difficult or not feasible, which increases maintenance costs. Due to these drawbacks, engineers often shift to modular PLCs or rack-mounted PLCs for large and complex automation systems. Unlike the all-in-one approach, a modular PLC breaks the system down, separating different functionalities into individual hardware modules. In this setup, you have a distinct module dedicated entirely to the CPU, another for the power supply, and completely separate modules for digital I/O, analog signals, advanced communication, and precise motion control. These modules are mounted side by side on a D-iron rail and locked together through an integrated internal bus system. This modularity provides immense engineering flexibility and scalability. For instance, if a factory floor layout changes next year and you suddenly require 4 more analog inputs, you do not need to replace the entire PLC. Instead, you simply purchase an additional analog module and slide it into the existing lineup. Because of this adaptability, modular PLCs are widely deployed across manufacturing plants, processing facilities, and medium to large-scale automation networks. Though the expansion capability of a modular PLC is better than that of a compact PLC, it also has certain limitations. For example, A Siemens S7-1500 Modular PLC has a limit on the number of modules that can be connected in a single local configuration. Once this limit is reached, additional modules cannot simply be added to the same rack or local configuration. To overcome such limitations and to automate large and highly complex industrial plants, a rack-mounted PLC can be a more suitable option. A rack-mounted PLC is essentially a specialized form of modular PLC architecture. Instead of mounting the modules directly on a DIN rail, the modules are installed in a rack or chassis that provides the mechanical support and electrical backplane connection between the modules. When more I/O and other modules are required, additional racks or remote I/O stations can be added and connected to the main PLC through an appropriate communication or expansion system. This allows the control system to be distributed across a large industrial facility while maintaining communication with the central controller. Because of this highly scalable architecture, rack-mounted PLC systems are commonly used in large and complex industrial applications, such as automotive manufacturing plants, steel and metal processing plants, power generation facilities, oil and gas refineries, and large-scale water and wastewater treatment plants, where a very large number of I/O points, communication modules, and specialized modules need to be integrated into a single automation system. Finally, we have the distributed or hybrid PLC system. In this system, the I/O modules are not limited to the main PLC panel. Instead, remote I/O modules can be installed near different machines or production areas and connected to the main PLC through an industrial communication network. This reduces the amount of wiring required, especially in large plants where machines are located far apart. It also makes the system more flexible and easier to expand. So, which type of PLC should you choose? It mainly depends on the size and complexity of your automation system. For single machine-specific applications with limited I/O, a compact PLC is usually a good choice. For small to medium factories that require more I/O and flexibility, a modular PLC would be more suitable. For large and complex systems with a large number of I/O modules, a rack-mounted PLC provides better scalability and flexibility. And when machines or processes are distributed across different locations in case of very large and mega industries, a distributed or hybrid PLC system can be the better choice. So, before selecting a PLC, consider the number of I/O points, future expansion, system complexity, communication requirements, and maintenance needs. And that's it for this video. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content on automation and PLC. Also, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.